Hi guys, this is Michelle. I have a parakeet and a friend of mine just got a parakeet and wanted to know how I got my bird to be tamed and trained and what to do. So he's running into a lot of problems with his parakeet, so I'm going to tell you the basics. When you go home, you bring home your bird, whether it's a male or female. The first thing you have to do is name your bird. You want to set up the cage. Everything has to be fresh and clean. Do not use soap. Do not use any chemicals when cleaning out your stuff, because the chemicals can and will get your bird sick. So no dish soap, none of that stuff. You have to use really hot water to clean and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you get like a special brush or whatever to clean stuff out, hose down, whatever. So the first thing you want to do is when you go to the store and you pick out your bird, whether it's male or female. Now how to disguise whether it's a male or female is by on the top of their little bridge. And if it's blue, it's a boy. And if it's not blue, it's a girl. And sometimes you won't know until they're a little bit mature. And they're just like kids. They have attitudes, they're smart, and things like that. They are the smartest creatures on this earth. You have to build your trust. So when you get to the store and you pick out your bird and you bring him home, he's scared because you took him out of his environment. He's into a new environment. So you have to let him get used to, him or her, used to the environment. Now, of course, you cannot ignore your bird because your bird needs fresh food and water. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is name your bird. And the second thing you need to do is you need to let your bird know what you're doing. You can't rush your hand in there and go in there and grab it. You have to sit there and say, I'm going to use my bird through all these videos. So her name is Cuddles. She's a girl, which you will see in the future because we're going to go through 101 on stages of bringing home your bird. Now, her cage is a mess right now because I have to clean out her cage, which I will show you how to do that in a video. So when you get home, your cage is all fresh and clean. You have newspaper down, whatever. You don't have to use newspaper, but if your bird likes to chew on newspaper, it's not going to hurt your bird. Now, the second thing is, because my birds used to chew on the paper all the time, and it didn't hurt them at all. Now, you can have a parakeet, just one or two, preferably two would be best, because when you're not home, they have someone to talk to, someone to companion with, someone to play with, and to get along. Now, my bird, I used to have two, now I have one, and she is an amazing bird. Now, in order for her, you don't want to push them coming out of the cage, you want them to make up their minds. You want to let them to think that they're in control. So you want to, at least when you go into the cage to give them fresh water and food, you need to say, hey, pretty girl, I'm your mama. I'm going to go in and get you some water. And you go in slowly, move it out because it should be at the door. And you continue to do this. You sit by your bird, you watch TV with your bird. They'll get to know that you are not a harm. So every time you walk by your bird's cage, you say, hello, pretty girl. How are you? What you doing? Make sure you have toys in the bird cage because toys are a necessity. They get bored. They have to have toys to play with. When they touch that toy, you name that toy. And you say, good girl. Good boy. That's a shopping cart. Good girl, you're playing with your shopping cart? Good girl. Then they'll get to know that's what that is. So when you go to training them later, you can get a dog clicker. I have one. And you click it. And you say, good girl. Now, that's what you need to do while they're in the cage. Good girl, you're getting your food. So they get to know that's a good tone. Make sure you keep it soft and low when you're talking to them when they're being good. Now, when they're being bad, it's going to be another story because you will hear me because she is well trained. I've had her for quite a few years. So she's well advanced, further level than you guys are. Every bird is at a different stage because when I brought one bird home from the pet store, she wanted to jump on my shoulder, take them outside. Do not take them outside if you are unstable and you're unsure. Make sure that they get out at least an hour a day, or at least hold the cage open. It'll be a while. They will come out. I mean, I can leave my cage open 24 hours, 7 days a week, and she'll come out, they'll go back in, they'll know. I clip my bird's wings and do her nails herself. Now, if you do not know how to do that, don't do it, because you can really hurt your bird. Take them to a pet, get them to a vet, and have them do it. So make sure when you bring home a bird that they clip their wings at the store, because it'll be easier to tame and train, because that way they'll learn to depend on you and they won't be so scared. Now, birds are funny, and they have attitudes. They're like kids. You never know what kind of mood they're going to be in. Now, my bird at night at a certain time, I have to turn the lights off and put Netflix on, okay? Like, seriously. She is a Netflix junkie. She really is. And she likes the light off at a certain time. It is her room. You do need to respect your bird. When they want to go to sleep, you need to respect. So you got to get used to your bird. Now, you make sure you study and learn up on them as well. You learn training videos. You learn everything that you can possibly learn as far as budgies. You know their history, where they come from, what they like, what they don't like, how to tame and train videos. And it's a lot of patience. You have to have patience with these birds. They have to have quality time. You don't spend time with them, they are going to be you are going to have a harder time taming and training them, because they do not trust you. So to build the trust, you have to spend time with them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about training your bird. So spending time with your bird is building that trust. You let them know that you're going to work, and then that you'll be back. So every time you leave the house, you tell them that you're leaving, and then when you come back, you say, "Hey, baby girl, what are you doing? Mama missed you. What'd you do while Mama was gone?" That's what I do to my bird. She knows that I'm back. She knows I can leave for like a couple weeks, and she's fine. That's how far that she's trust me. But you have to build that trust. But because I've had surgery and I've had other people take care of her, because my mom has to go in and feed her or whatever if I'm gone, or for a couple of days or whatever. But for a while there, my mom she wouldn't allow my mom to go in her cage to give her fresh water and fresh food. And they're very finicky. They're very wanting their mama. And I'm her mama. And so you have to be well aware of that situation if you go on vacation. Now, you have to make sure she's going to be a pain in the butt. So when I go for a week or 2 weeks now, she can be a pain in the butt for my mom. So I may have to like come back home, grab her, the whole cage and shebang, and move her where I'm going to do whatever that I'm doing with my friends and stuff. So you have to be well aware of the situation. It's hard, because when you have a pet, you're basically homebound, because they depend on you. I have to take her with, but it's too cold right now to take her with, so you're kind of like in a frustrating situation. But she's spoiled. But you have to understand, she loves to go outside. I have her trained to be on my shoulder and stuff like that. But there's times where she's in the room. She knows that's her room. She can fly wherever the hell she wants to go, so she doesn't want to stay on my shoulder. So that's kind of like a battle where we're having that right now, because I want to take her out and harness train her. We are having a battle with that, but it's all good. So the basic 101 is basically slowly talk to your bird, sit next to her, put the TV on, just be calm and cool with your bird. When I say her, I'm talking about my bird. It's what I did. Don't rush your hand in there. Put your hand in the cage and let it sit while you're watching TV. Just be like this in the cage, and just be like, hi, pretty girl, and then just totally ignore, let her realize that your hand, and just keep your hand still. She'll be all right. Keep your hand still, and she'll get used to it. So that's after like I would say a month after bringing her home, put your hand in the cage and just leave it sit still. Sit by her for like an hour, and then bring it out, and then just like an hour a day, so she knows how that your hand is not a harm, and you just leave your hand still. So that'd be the first step of getting to know your bird and trusting your bird. So that's what I would say to do. Take your own advice, do what you need to do, but they're gonna run on the other side of the cage. They are going to be frantic. Just slowly, little by little, first put your fingers in there, let it sit, put it over top of the food dish, and each day progress just a little bit further in. Like a week later, do a little bit further in, then another week further in, until you can get your whole hands in. Do it weekly. Move to the next advance. Let them get used to your not harming them, because you don't want to force your hand in there, because it's like you're gonna punch somebody. What would you do? I mean, it's a scary thing. Your hand is huge. They don't know what your hand is. They don't understand it. So you want to basically get millet, get something of millet, and then just put millet in your hand and let them. Don't force it up to them. They'll get curious, and they'll come down and they'll snack on it a little bit, and then just do that. That's the best that I can tell you for now. Alrighty, this is my 101 introduction to Budgies 101. It's how I would do it. So have at it.